Hey, YouTube, it's another perfect day in God's country. I'm outside grounding myself. I'm barefoot. Been doing it all week this week. It's only 42 degrees out, but the results of grounding myself and the pains and aches that it's healing very quickly, noticeably quickly, has got me out here doing it again. Well, I've been outside for hours. I've been outside most of the day, but been running around barefoot for several hours and gonna stay barefoot. Decided I'd make a video outside. I hope y'all can see it. There's sun shining right behind me, which I haven't seen, but I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times this year. It feels like maybe a little more than that, but that's about what it feels like. But I got to thinking, you know what? I'm out here making myself laugh, man. Yeah, I told y'all I was a narcissist. What's the word? Egotistical narcissist. Right. Lucky Haskins, the egotistical narcissist. Regardless, thank you for each and every one of you for taking yet another moment out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins, for yet another moment of truth. So I was literally laughing. I was doing some work over at the cabin, and man, I just got to laughing about the world of idiocracy that we live in. And this was all based upon some Glober talk I was listening to yesterday, and it just was resonating with me all the way down to the tips of my nicotine-stained fingers. And I couldn't help but start laughing. And I just often think about this world of idiocracy that's kind of been the world of idiocracy for quite some time. But the 2020 event kicked it into full swing, right? Where mediocrity became the norm. Did anybody notice that? Like they never stepped it back up. When 2020 hit and it's like, oh, everybody shut everything down, wear a mask, stay away, blah, 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 blah. The hotels removed a bunch of services. We ain't going to do this. We're not going to do this. Everybody retreated. Then the employees sucked for a while and nobody wanted to work. Well, nobody ever re-elevated back to like, hey, let's do the best we can every day. Hey, right? We now live in the world of mediocrity based upon the world of idiocracy. So it's gotten like compounded. It's since the 2020. So it's even more ridiculous. And that's even more ironic that I spot that so clearly because I live about as far away from most of that stuff as any of y'all. So I don't know. I guess I strategically picked my location, but I do feel blessed to be here, man. I'm on Main Street right now, and a car hasn't gone by yet since I started my video, but about 60 people maybe live in my town this time of year. Nah, maybe 40. I don't know, 100 in the whole township, 1,100 in the whole county, and it's a big county. But anyway, enough of all that rambling. I wanted to talk about the world of idiocracy and the world of mediocrity, which none of it is brand new, but it's now become completely acceptable. And I started laughing because I was thinking about, I think I brought this up before, but I was thinking about, the real experts, the people that go to school for 4 years, 6 years. I'm talking college, 4 years of college, 6 years of college, 8 years of college. And then the standards that these folks are held to, are they held to high standards, folks, or are they just simply in a club? Have they simply paid their dues and now they get rewarded as long as they play their role in the club? I don't know. Let's figure it out together. To me, a lot of things just don't jive. And, let's talk about, by the way, about my grounding and my barefootedness in 42 degrees weather, which is really freaking warm. Because up here where I'm at this time of year, we're grading on a curve. 42 degrees and the sun's behind me. This is an absolutely gorgeous day. I've been outside all freaking day, embracing this day and getting stuff done, hustling, doing my thing, and accomplished a lot so far today. So I feel okay about taking the time to make this video. I feel like I was a productive citizen so far today. So there's that. So the barefooting thing, grounding myself, being grounded. What is grounding supposed to do? Well, it's supposed to relieve swelling. I am now 3 to 4 years into experimenting with grounding myself, and I'm convinced. I'm not here to convince you or anybody else. I say, do your own, figure it out on your own. But my muscles, man, they get so bad and so sore, and throughout my entire back, everything is swollen, and the pain is intense. And every single time that I go, okay, I better go get barefoot and ground myself, the relief begins to happen, and it begins to happen rapidly. And at this point in my life, I'm certainly not going to chalk it up to coincidence. This winter, I was in agony for 3 months straight, and we had blizzard after blizzard after blizzard after blizzard. We had over 25 feet of snow this year in my town, so that's a lot of snow. It's over 300 inches. I ain't seen the ground in a long time. So I've been in absolute agony for 3 months. And as soon as the ground showed itself here 7, 8 days ago, I was barefoot and on the ground, and the relief came very rapidly and quick, and I'm feeling much, much better. Still got these muscles that, like, I got hit with a softball a week, or a fastball, 99-mile-an-hour fastball a week ago or something. Still got really, like, frickin' severe bruising from the swelling of all the muscles. But at any rate, I just want to let everybody know I attest to it. I see the value in it, and I try to do it as much as I can, and I truly get relief from two things that I absolutely know at this point in my life that bring me healing and relief and happiness and joy, if for lack of a better words, right? You know what I mean? Coming from a bearded youper dude, whatever. Happiness and joy, two things in this world that never let you down, is grounding yourself, being barefoot, getting your feet in the earth, and your hands too, and that thing right there, the sun. And I've been addicted to that thing since I was a young man. The sun is the bringer of life. Sun, water, oxygen. Embrace all three, get as much of all three as you can, and blah, blah, blah. So let's talk about the world of mediocrity, because lately I've been talking, a bit about, because every glober wants to, dilute away from the conversation that the globe's never been proven, and that it's science fiction, fairy tale, nonsense, pseudoscience, and try to reverse the burden upon to making people that know the globe is false, prove a negative. You know what I mean? That's the whole game continuously. One of the things they love to say is, so you think all scientists are in on it? And then they'll also use as evidence of the globe Earth, as we all know, many times, many globers have said, well, humans live so much longer now thanks to science. Lucky, you dumb flurf. Of course, they're way wrong. But I like to think about medicinal science. And like I told you before, don't hate on everybody. Man, I can tell you this. Your hospital is full of really good people. And many of them, particularly the nurses and the midwives and blah, 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 and lots of good doctors in lots of different fields that genuinely care, particularly if you're not near the city, and they genuinely are there to try their best to help you, okay? It's not the hospital's not a building full of demons, right? But it is up to the patient to use your own discernment to decide for yourself what is a philosophical or a theoretical argument, or is actual just basic sound science, like, hey, you're going to need to reset my arm and put a cast on it, or whatever, right? So I wanted to mention about the grounding, because almost all causes of death, or most of the leading causes of death of the human race, are are basically traced back to swelling for the most part. Swelling can be considered one of the leading killers of human beings, right? Swelling is very bad for you, very bad for your organs, just bad for everything. Nothing about you functions good when there's swelling going on. It's a bad thing, right? That's why I'm grounding. But I wanted to say that because then I wanted to go on about how I started laughing about that because I'm out here grounding myself, trying to reduce the swelling in my body, and it's working. And I was laughing about the number one cause of death, and I've brought this up before, which is heart failure. Heart failure is, and has been for a long time, the number one cause of death amongst the human race. Now, mind you, this knowledge comes from, first of all, we get this information from the statistical data collected by the owners and controllers of this realm, who are the ones that tell you what you should do with your life and constantly bombard you with social engineering propaganda to make sure that your money gets spent entirely in the places that they want you to, and whatever energy you have remaining after you've earned and spent that money goes directly to feeding them as well. Those folks, yeah, those guys. Who's that, Lucky? Well, you can figure that out. I ain't got time. My battery will die. But what I'm trying to say is the experts, the guys who went to school for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, the ones that all these people that want to try to tell you that the globe is proven. Okay, well, what kind of proof do you have? All of science, Lucky. All of science. Lucky, we've known for 2,500 years. All of science, Lucky. It's a globe. Everybody knows it's a globe, Lucky. You dumbass. Okay, those guys, right? I just want to get to the point here, which is very humorous in nature, which is why I have a giant grin on my face. I just love chirping about this world of idiocracy and basking in the humor surrounding the human race, man. If we can't laugh at ourselves, y'all. Okay, so we don't know. These guys went to school for 6, 8 years, man. The experts, the guys that do the autopsies, the coroners, the high-level doctors that determine the cause of death. What's the number one cause of death? Heart failure. Yeah, well, these guys went to school for years, Lucky. You should be, if something happens to old Lucky, man, and then I go to the hospital and they're like, man, we don't know, man. We don't know, killed him. We're working out. We're going to call in the big guns. We got a doctor coming up from Ann Arbor. He's going to take a look at him and see his opinion. And then the doctor says, well, we're going to send him to the coroner and have him take a look. And the coroner says, hey, I got a buddy that's 42 years been doing autopsies. He's the best there is. We're bringing in the autopsy expert, man. We're going to take a look at it because we ain't figured it out, man. We don't know. We don't know, man. We're not sure why you found him upside down hanging off the back of his F-250. With puke hanging off his chin and stuff. We don't know yet, but we're trying to get to the bottom of it. We're pretty sure it wasn't homicide, but we don't know. We ain't ruled it out. So give us about 5 days. Come back on Friday. We'll have an answer for you. So you give all these experts, all these guys went to all these years of school, and others, you've got 35 years of combined college education amongst these 5 guys that teamed up to figure out what happened to old Lucky. They're all going to figure it out. They'll get to the bottom of it. You come back on Friday and they got it all figured out. Well, yeah, it was heart failure. Cause of death was heart failure. Really? Oh, man. Thanks, docs. Gosh. Boy, we sure appreciate your years of sacrifice and everything you've done, all them years of schooling. And gosh darn, we couldn't have done that without you. I'm guessing every third or fourth body comes through here, the heart still ain't failed yet, right? Still working? Yeah. Yeah. Is that how that is? I'm just saying, hey, what's so lucky? No, I'm just a long-haired, dope smoke guitar picker. Don't fool me. But I mean, if the cause of death is heart failure, how'd you determine that? Well, his heart failed. Well, god dang, I mean, how many corpses y'all get where the heart's still pumping? I just was curious. Just curious. You guys ever get a dead guy and go, no, and then his heart, that sumbitch still working well? Couldn't have been that. How often does that come around? I don't know. You guys got to tell me. I don't have 8 years of college education. I spent my life drinking beer, chasing women, playing my guitar. I guess that's what makes me so ignorant to these extremely important topics here in the world of mediocrity. But I'm just saying, like us dumb guys, us long-haired, dope-smoking guitar players like to keep our old Ford trucks running, guys like that. I'm just saying, it's like, let's do a little analogy. I know all you guys that went to all this college and stuff are just laughing at me like, Lucky, you're so dumb. These guys went to college for 8 years, man. Fuck, dude, if they tell you it's heart failure, it was heart failure. Man, Lucky, you're so dumb. You make fun of these fucking guys, sacrifice their life. These guys care about you, Lucky. They're doing this for you. Man, these guys really care, man. Okay, man, well, that's cool. Well, I just want to tell you how us dumbasses would look at that. Like, if my, truck stopped running, first thing, of course, I do, pop the hood, I go through everything to figure it out myself. But if somehow it was like something that's going to stump me, really hard to do on one of these older trucks, man. Ain't much reason they won't run, especially a straight six. However, if it wouldn't run, it quit running, it's broke down. Of course, I'd call my neighbor down the street and go, hey, man, oh, never mind, he's driving. Oh, no, he's got a Cadillac right now. Okay, I'll call my neighbor down the street and say, bring your Cadillac down here. And I thought he still had that old Dodge truck. No, he's got one of them Cadillac fucking Escalades or whatever. That shit. All right. So I'll call him, bring that Cadillac Escalade down here. He told me down to Roger's place, man. My truck won't run. I'm going to have to go find out, have Roger figure out what the hell's wrong with it. That goddamn thing broke down, won't run, And so I take it down to Roger's, right? I drop it off. Roger pops the hood, thinking the same thing as me. Should be easy. Let me look around here a little bit. Hand me over. And he'll say, you know what, Lucky? Fuck, I don't know, man. You know what? I got a couple things to do, but listen, I'm going to have to poke around in this thing for a while. Why don't you give me 3 or 4 days? Come back on Friday. I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Okay, man, cool, Roger. See you on Friday. Come back on Friday, and there's Roger walking out, wiping the oil off his hands with his rag, putting it in his back pocket. Well, what's the verdict, Roger? What'd you find out? Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky, hell, I was all over this goddamn thing. Goddamn truck worked me to death. I spent 30, 40 hours on this thing. I was underneath, crawling underneath, poked all over some bitch, called in my buddies from uptown. I called in my grandfather, man. He's got 72 years turning a wrench. Got him over. I mean, we went through everything, couldn't figure it out. I said, finally, Lucky, we got back. Finally, we got to the bottom of it, Lucky. Oh, thank God, Roger. What was the problem? Engine quit running. Ask yourself, who can I help today? Find one of those guys and see if you can't help the fake smart, y'all. I love each and every one. You ask yourself, who can I help today or tomorrow morning? But most importantly, pour yourself a good cup of coffee. Find out who you can go help and go do it. That's what's going to make you happy, y'all. Build your communities back up. Let's go. Let's go.